What's up, guys? So Tuesday, we're going after big guns on the upper body. We're going to hit some bent over barbell rows, and then we're going to superset that with some P-bar, parallel bar jump throughs with a nice deep push up on the plank side. So the tempo for the barbell row is going to be a strong quick up into the hips with a hold for a full 1,000. You may just want to count 2, 1, 2, and then ease it back down for 3, 2, 1. It should come back down to your knees every single time. So I shall demonstrate. So when you do a bent over barbell row, you will always walk up to the bar as if you're going to deadlift it. So I adjust the bar with my shins against it. My feet are directly approximately underneath my hips. I'm externally rotated. Take this nice deep breath in, pull my shoulder blades back in together and get my arms externally rotated. I love this setup because it allows me to start organizing everything into the positions that I'm gonna want them in as I'm going through my movement. So I want to start where I want to finish, and then I'll reach down and grab the bar. So here we go. Nice deep breath in. I'll hinge back, drop down, grab the bar, hook grip it, and then bring it on up. So the beginning of it is a deadlift, and then you drop down into the bent over row position. So if I turn that sideways for you without throwing the weights off. As I drop down, I hinge back, packing my chin down, not looking up to the knee. Now the first thing I'm going to do is retract my shoulder blades and then pull. And then 3, 2, 1. Deep breath, retract, pull. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so from the front side, turn this around slowly so we don't lose it, and externally rotate. Everything's back into place. Deep breath and pull, 2, and hold for 1, 2, and then 3, 2, 1. Okay, so as you will see, there's 21 of those big boys. The key is that we retract, drive the elbows back, pulling that up into the lower abdomen somewhere in here. What we don't want to see is the pull, the weight's so heavy that it pulls up and away from the body. You want to see that the weight comes back and we're finishing here. And you'll notice this archetype. You see this all the time, right? This is the lat kind of archetype. If I'm doing a bent over dumbbell row, I kind of be doing the same thing, except for now I can actually put a little more weight on the bar, a little more weight on my back, on my posterior chain, and throw some beef on the back. That's what the bent over barbell row is known for, is for just building overall strength, mass, and density within the system. It kind of gives you that old farm boy strength or farm girl strength. So bent over barbell row, let's get it. So we got P-bar jump throughs with push-ups. So relatively simple. Well, I say they're relatively simple. It's pretty straightforward. Now, getting the proper jump through does take a little bit of skill and practice, and a little bit of know-how of what to do with your upper body and with your lower body so that you can pass through without clipping these, clipping the floor, or clipping the little feet on the P-bars. If you don't have P-bars, if you're doing this at home, totally fine. Just do the push-ups, and then turn over and go into a camel pose. So we'll knock out all your push-ups and then turn around and spend a minute in a camel pose, which basically is sitting down like this, opening up and extending through the shoulders. And without getting too much into this, I'm taking the palm of my hand, what you may be able to see here on this other hand, is I'm reaching around and I'm sliding the palm of my hand on the inside of the ankle. And then I'm doing the same thing on this side, which gets me into external rotation and just opens me up here. So we've got 21 jump throughs. I think 1 minute of sitting there, opening that up accomplishes what we want to accomplish by opening these shoulders up. Now, if you have P-bars or you're here with me, then this is what this is gonna look like. So we're gonna start in a push-up plank position, shoulders directly over the wrist, of course, and then we will retract, of course, and we will drop down. Now, we pull ourselves down to the bottom. The nice thing about the P-bar is we can get a nice deep stretch here, but obviously we don't want to overstretch and we don't want to flare the elbows out. We want them in, and then we come up. From here, we take a nice deep breath in, and we want to exhale as we drive the knees up to the chest, and then kick the legs back out, and then push up into extension, reach externally rotating. You notice that I'm turning my right elbow pit toward the camera. So well, both of them are turning, but the right one's turning toward the camera, squeezing my butt, and leaning back, pulling the shoulder blades down and away from the ears, and trying to pack the chin in and down. I got a little crick in my neck, so I'm not sure if I'm actually getting this all the way packed. Now, I've got to come back through. So of course, you can take your time, walk yourself back through, okay? Or you can work on bringing the knees to the chest and swinging back through. So that looks like that. And then we're back into the push-up. Deep breath, up, extend. And then we'll go 3, 2, 1, and then down. And then up, and then jump back through. Oh, these feel so good. And 3, 2, 1. You can drop the hips down. The key on both the forward jump through and jumping back through is that you get the knees up and you're pushing down. You're not letting yourself sink down closer to the ground. Of course, that's going to cause you to hit the floor or hit the P-bars. So there are your P-bars, jump throughs with the push-ups. Our intention is to open the shoulders, not damage the shoulders. So it's a risky movement. We go slow, take your time so that we develop the range of motion within the shoulder to be able to handle this type of movement, dynamic movement with the shoulder, going from extreme or in range extension and then through the flexion. See you on the next exercise. Okay, so that concludes the first round of that 21, 15, 9, 6 bent over barbell row with the P-bar push-up. So as you can see, we went after the big posterior chain, big compound movement for the back, and then a little finesse and some flexibility work for the shoulders, and of course incorporating the pecs. So it's a push-pull routine, kind of old school, where you do these little supersets where we're doing push and pull, supersetting back and forth. Now we're going to be getting into some deep strength work. So the deep strength work meaning our tempo is really going to slow down, and we're going to allow a lot of time under tension to get after the motor neurons and start to kind of pack more spindles into each muscle fiber. So without going too deep into what all that means between hypertrophy and relative strength and all that good stuff, just know that the programming is really good. and we're covering a lot of bases here. So 5 pull-ups with 5 push-ups. Both have a 5-second negative with a 5-second hold, the top and the bottom, and a 5-second concentric phase of the movement, which means 5 seconds up on a pull-up. Concentrically contracting, 5 seconds up on a pull-up requires quite a bit of strength. So some of you may be really loading up on the bands to get these done. You'll definitely be using the bar, not the rings for the pull-ups, because the push-ups are a ring push-up. So we'll have all the rings set down nice and low. Let me go through this pull-up. So the pull-up is a 5-second up. So 5 seconds up, so you're basically, you can spend the first 2 seconds or a second or so retracting. So I can begin by depressing the shoulders. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, elbows in, 3, 4, and 5. And then you go 5, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get the idea. Strength. Hybrid strength club. So, ring push-ups. Ring push-ups require a tremendous amount of shoulder stability. That's what we're looking for. So your range of motion is going to be based on your strength, right? And the stability of your shoulders. Whatever you've got, you've got. I want you on the rings. If you need to be on the floor, if you're at home, you don't have rings, you have TRX, of course, that's fantastic. Those work as well. But we are working on this independent, open circuit for the shoulders as we move through the push-up. When you're on the P-bars, you have a fixed implement. You can grab it and you can create torque and break against it. With a ring, it's free. So we call this an open circuit torque environment for the shoulders, making it much more difficult to maintain a good, strong, stable position for the shoulder. So the push-up, the nice thing about the ring push-up, before I jump into it, is that we can modify it or scale it just by walking forward. Walk forward, take some of your body weight off, and then of course you can progress it and walk yourself back under if you feel like you want a little more of your body weight there. So I'm just going to demonstrate the regular version of the push-up. Again, this is going to be a 5, 5, and 5. So that should make this quite fun. So when we get here, we're going to get externally rotated, get locked out, and then we'll drop it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Externally rotate on 1, and then you repeat 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? So there are 5 down, 5 in the top, 5 in the bottom. Oh yeah, this is all about building some serious strength, stability, and the aesthetic result of doing ring push-ups or doing anything on the rings is pretty much superior to anything else. But the risk for injury goes through the roof. They kind of go hand in hand. Hand in hand. That's the graph. Okay, so you have high risk, high result here. So maybe you're just going to be working on your stability. It's a great way. Believe me, I spent years just working on being able to do that, what I was doing at the end, just to be able to hold that position, externally rotate, and not give up anything in my body. Managing that external rotation on the rings really is where the opportunity lies to progress your push-ups. So work on the external rotation. Don't start doing these ring push-ups with the rings turned in. You're not going to be getting the full benefit out of doing ring push-ups. Don't try to do them like I'm doing them if you cannot fully externally rotate. Just walk yourself up. It's no big deal. Believe me, for years when I started the gym, we're going on 8 years now, when no one was around, I would just get in here and just work on just creating this ability to externally rotate in this unstable environment. So don't let your ego get in the way. Walk yourself up, make yourself weigh next to nothing, and work on good technique. And you'll quickly get yourself back down over time, but you will not get there at all if you don't walk up and establish a good pattern, okay? So that's our push-ups. On to the next one. So what can I say? It's all upper body work today. We're going after the back, we're going after the chest, and we're going after a little bit of bicep and a little bit of tricep direct work. We don't get much of this around here. Good old-fashioned bicep curls and good old-fashioned behind the neck tricep extensions. So just for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to use the same weights here, but of course you can go a little heavier on that behind the neck tricep extension. So pretty simple. As you can see, it's 21, 15, 9. Bicep dumbbell curl with a tricep overhead extension. So we're going to stand with the dumbbells directly by our sides. We're going to curl them up together. When they get to the top, we want the radial ulnar turning and rotating. This is what develops, part of what develops the full round head on your bicep. So if we're all doing bodybuilding competition, this would really be important. We're all in competition. Who are we kidding? Elbows back. So as I come up, number one mistake in the dumbbell curl is the curl comes up, but the elbow shoots forward. Boo. Terrible. Nothing's happening in my bicep. Matter of fact, you could grab it and it feels like a pillow right now. So, now it doesn't. Doesn't feel like a pillow anymore. And then I bring it back down. Notice how the dumbbell rotates as I come through. Very important that you get this radial ulnar rotation. Kind of goes into that ring external rotation. All of these muscle groups and bones, they need to be able to properly internally and externally rotate as we go through. So there's your dumbbell curl. So now for the tricep, when it's a super heavy weight, you set it up here on the knee, get set, and you will kick it up, whoop, and toss it up onto the shoulder. Just messing around. That's true, but that's doubt we'll be doing any of that. So we're gonna lock this out, get the biceps up behind the ears, and try to keep those elbows in as close as we can. Stretch it out, brace the abs, squeeze the butt, and then extend back up to the top. Now, common mistake here is to push your head forward. So keep your head pulled back. Imagine you got that stick on your back. Let those triceps stretch and extend back up. Now, when you get done, just take it, set it here on the shoulder. Let me show you how I'm holding this. This is very important. It's going to work. Yeah. So what's kind of interesting here is that one hand goes in here and the other one overlaps. It's like that. I see all kinds of grips on this stuff, but you're just trying to spread the palm out, get the other one. So then my thumbs, you see my thumb is like crisscrossed over like that. So that gives me a nice solid platform to push off of. So as I come down, and I can literally am pushing through the palms as I press up and lock it out. Okie doke. So tricep extension. Now, of course, this is going after the long head of our tricep. You want to know how to hit the little side. What does Johnny B call them? The fangs. The fangs of the tricep. That's a whole different exercise. So maybe next week we'll get after our fangs. All right, that's it for Tuesday. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 9 a.m.